Well, okay, as a fan, I go to a competition, right? And let's say CrossFit competition, I go to watch you, especially like Torian or these, what are they called? What's the level of competition that is
semi-final.
A semi-final. It used to be called regionals, right? So I go there and even though I know fine well I'm not going to be a competitive CrossFit athlete, it makes me motivated and be like, oh man, I want to do that. Like, you see all the glitz of the competition. You see people like doing this crazy shit, performing at a high level. You see like people doing interviews. It just looks and feels so cool. Even as a fan, it makes me motivated, right? And I'm sure lots of other people feel super motivated after they watch that competition. But the difference between you and me, or the difference between you and lots of other people in the general population, is they don't see what you go through to get there. They only see that end result, or they only see that competition, and they think that highlight is the whole lifestyle, and it's not. So the amount of shit, and I have a closer relationship with you than some people do to competitors, so I see a fraction of what you have to do every day to maintain that level of health and competition. I remember trying to get you to come on a holiday that which we never got to go on because of stinky COVID. But even that, it was like, nah, I can't have a break. I can't take time off. I can't do, how am I going to go on holiday? And I was like, come on, like, we'll train over there. We'll eat good. We'll, trying to convince you to break that habit and that cycle that you're in. But it is 100% necessary for what you do and want to do. There's no other choice. You can't have your cake and eat it. You can't be cruising along and lazy and relax here and be the best athlete like you want to be. It doesn't work. So you're doing what you got to do.
I even think of it in that way of like I mean, I would like to give credit to Demi as well, because say, even perfect example with that holiday, she said, okay, like, she's talking to me about it, trying to convince me to go on the holiday. I'm like, I'm still training twice a day. Yeah. Yep. No worries. Yeah. I'm like, I will train in the morning before you all get up. Yeah. I'll do an afternoon session on the days that I'm meant to have an afternoon session, and we can fill in the time in the middle. Yeah. If you're okay with me doing that, sure, I'll do that in another country. Yeah. But I'm still doing that. Yeah.
There's no total switch off.
There's
no total switch off. Yeah.
And I think for a lot of people, like a lot of almost all fucking partners I've ever met wouldn't be okay with that.
No. Is that something you find with people that you speak to? They just look at the competition and think that's what you do. Yeah, you just rock up and compete, right?
It's something that does bother some, but it's something I'm actually really quite proud of, because it's something that I was working towards from the start. Is people just look at me and go, "Yeah, but you're different."
Because you've always had
it's different for you. It's different for you,
right?
And it's not different for me.
No,
nothing about it is different for me.
Yeah. When you say different, you mean they just think you were always like this, or you just because you can do it, they expect you to always have been able to do that.
So, like, a big one I get is talking about the amount that I train.
Yeah.
And you'll get people that will go, yeah, but I get sore. Yeah, but I get this. Yeah, but I get niggles. And they'll go, oh, but it's just different for you. You don't feel that. Right. Of course I do. Yeah. Of course I get niggles. Of course I get tired. Yeah. But the difference between someone like me and those people is, so I'm gonna use an actual example. I overhead squatted 150. Yeah. That was a massive milestone for me. During that lift, just from the amount of load that was on it, I had a little bit of an imbalance and a little bit of a shake, and I just sort of overstretched my right elbow a little bit, and it was like pretty uncomfortable. Yeah.
Pretty uncomfortable coming from you is probably someone else's version of completely destroyed. So perspective. So pretty uncomfortable. Yep.
It was pretty uncomfortable. And it is one of those things that most people would have felt that and gone, oh, well, I need to stop now.
Yeah.
For me, I've completed one lift and I'm missing a limb. I can assault bike, I can bike erg, I can back squat. Yeah. There's so many things I still need to work on.
Yeah.
A big part of this as well is the confidence that comes with the knowledge that I have as well, I think. But I also know the difference between, holy shit, something is hurt. So like the tearing of your meniscus, you're like, something is structurally wrong right now. Yeah. Or something like a strain or something like that where I'm not at risk of a long-term catastrophic injury. Yeah. It's just a minor niggle.
Inconvenience.
It's an inconvenient feeling. Yeah. So for me, it'll become, my thought process instantly becomes this: what is the thing I can do the fastest to fix it?
Yeah.
And And most of the time it's some sort of prehab, rehab, like loading on the joint and stuff like that. But at no point do I ever allow myself to miss a training session.
Yeah, right.
I know people that hurt their wrist because they catch something funny, or they even something as little as they trip over and hurt their wrist.
Yeah.
And they won't come to the gym to train.
Yeah.
And then they want to wonder why they're not doing well as an athlete.
And are you talking about general population CrossFitter, or are you talking about competitive CrossFitter?
I'm talking about competitive.
Okay. Yeah.
I still think there's an aspect of this that should go into normal people, like general population people training. But a massive part of why you can't is because you don't have the time. It's not a priority that's high enough.
One of the things that I love about training and going through a journey of training is so much of what we do in the gym reflects and drips into your real life every day, the challenges that you face every day, like the process you mentally go through in a very short period of time, and the doubt, the you can't do this, you're going to hurt yourself, you're going to fail, that all comes into your head, but you just overcome it. And it's all very small window, very rapidly, but you overcome it. And that drips into your real life, essentially, like where maybe just on a bigger drawn out scale, no point in doing this, I could fail, what if I lose, what if I hurt myself, what if I look silly, I'm just going to do it anyway. It teaches you to do hard shit, and it teaches you to be good at doing hard shit, even if you're not sure if you can do it. All these negative thoughts that come into your head, if they still do, how do you shut those out? Like, was that something you learned and you just implemented, or is it just something that's just sort of calloused over time?
There is 100% an aspect that the same as, you get calluses on your hands from lifting weights and it gets thicker. Your mind definitely does the same thing. The workout in 2013 that we did, that I genuinely quit CrossFit that day. And I was like, if that's what I have to feel to be a CrossFit athlete, I can't do that.
I don't want it.
I can't do that to myself.
Yeah.
And we've repeated that a few times now, and I'm much faster, and I'm genuinely fucking trying as hard as I can.
Yeah.
And it doesn't at all make me feel that, because I'm used to what that pain feels like now. It went almost like full circle, where when I first started, there was no expectation, no pressure on me whatsoever to be getting any times or be good at anything. It was just, and my mindset going into training was, I just want to see how much of a freak can I become.
Yeah.
Because I'd see these guys online, or even some people in person, and be like, how the fuck are they so good at everything? Like, and then it was, okay, they're just gifted. And then I was like, no, well, I want to see what I can do. Yeah. Like, how far can I, because I already had seen myself improve in certain areas, like even something as little as, remember when we used to play soccer out the front, and I was a gangly weirdo, and then like I learned how to pass or how to kick properly, or and same with hitting pads. Like, I looked like a baby giraffe the first time we hit pads, and then ended up getting to the point where I had a couple of fights, and you go like, so I can get better at stuff. So how freaky can I make my body? How good can I get at shit? And then I actually found, as it got to a point where I had some attention on me, and I had some expectations on me, that's when I struggled the most with finding excuses and quitting workouts.
Right.
Is because I would look at the clock, and I would look at if someone else was beating me, or
because now there's an expectation.
Because now I'm expected to do
from
well.
yourself and from other people.